It's never easy to sweep anybody nowadays. There's so much parity in college baseball, and probably sports for that matter, college sports. But um, it was certainly good to get out to an early lead, maybe take some pressure off of Tyler. I thought Tyler threw very well. I think Tyler has thrown very well. Uh, Going back to 3 or 4 of his last outings, he's thrown well. Um, so that was good to see there, especially with some of our pitchers being down. Him being able to pick up the slack as a starter and be called upon to do that. Offensively, swung the bats really well, scored a lot of runs, and I heard you guys talk about the defense, and that's the one thing I told them. We will not get to where we need to go if we don't play better defense. You just can't keep doing that against the type of teams that we expect to play, because we expect to be playing deep into this thing. You're not going to do that against good teams. You can do it once in a while. I'm talking about teams that you want to try to win this whole thing. So it's very difficult. You know, I've heard you ask the questions, does it phase our guys? No, but it doesn't. That doesn't please me. I mean, we got to play better. I'm not happy about it. Um, you know, it's understandable. These are college kids. They're going to make some errors, but we're making too many of them, and most of them are in the infield. And some of them are tough plays, but some of them aren't. And so we've got to do a better job. Bottom line, if we want to win this whole thing, we've got to play better defensively. Because really, really good teams, you're not going to be scoring 10, 12, 13, 14 runs all the time on them.
You mentioned the pitching situation
Yeah.
with Evan and
Yeah.
is their status still to one pitch against Wake Forest and the other one against Duke?
Yes, that's still the plan. Chris McMahon would be the first guy to possibly. We're hoping if everything goes well. He threw a pen today and felt good, and so he'll throw one more. I think on Thursday up at Wake Forest when we go up there, and then our plan is to throw him on the Monday game, the Monday night game we play them. And then Evan McKendry will throw a pen when we get up to Wake Forest one of the days there. He'll throw another one, and the plan is to throw him Friday against Duke. They're going to be on pitch counts. It's not like they can go right in there and throw 100 pitches, so they'll all be on pitch counts. But that's the plan if everything goes according.
You mentioned Tyler. The last
Yeah.
6 outings, he's only given up 2 earned runs.
Yeah.
What's changed for him? Is it location? Is it velocity? What have you seen different?
No, his velocity, which was good. I was just listening to JD talk about his velocity's been pretty good, Josh, all year. I think he's kind of in that 90 to 93 range. He's got good sink on the ball. The fork ball, I call it fork. The split finger is maybe gotten better and better. It's a wipeout pitch. That's a swing and miss pitch. At times it backs up on him and he'll run it into the righties and maybe hit him or not. It's a tough pitch. Sometimes it'll take off and kind of do its own thing, but it's got such a down bite action to it that you get a lot of swing and misses. I'm sure his confidence is just getting better and better and better, and he seems almost very comfortable in that role as being the starter. So it's, again, a good thing for us. It just adds to the depth of our team, which is good, which we'll need down the stretch.
Looking at these remaining 7 regular season games, is the pressure, you got to win to host, or how do you approach this? The players approach it.
No pressure. I haven't heard that word in a while even mentioned, so there's no I mean, I apply pressure every day to our players, so they feel it from me. But in terms of pressure to host a regional, now I've already told them, you got an opportunity to host a regional. If you do, that's where you'd want to be. It's an advantage for us. We'd like to play in front because I think it's a great experience playing here as a former player and been many regionals here as player and coach. It's great atmosphere. And it's a huge advantage. Who doesn't want to play in their own ballpark? But we've gone on the road as a player. I've done it, and as a coach many a times in the regionals, and we've won there too and gone to the World Series. So we'll do it both ways. But we are there. We have an opportunity. If it happens, we'll be pumped, and if it doesn't, we'll be pumped as well. Because our end goal is not hosting a regional. The end goal for this is try to win a national championship. But there is a process to it, and we've got to play better. Hosting or not hosting, we've got to play better defense.
The end goal, like you talk about, is winning a national championship.
Yeah.
And today, like it's been a lot of the season, the freshmen stepped up. JP, a career high in RBIs. Dell, a couple big hits. Villar, those are kind of the guys in the mix. How cool is it to see that it's the freshmen after maybe last year's freshman class as true freshmen struggled a little bit, but this year,
I would say cool is an understatement for me and how I feel about the young guys and the future of our program and getting the right. To me, some of the things maybe in the past, just the mentality of some of our guys. Just, these are my kind of guys. I like the way they play the game. They're very tough kids. And they're going to battle to the end, and they're very talented too. On top of it, it's a great combination. So, I'm it's cool. I'll be honest with you, it makes you feel really good that you got guys in place that, first of all, I could care less if they're freshmen or not. And we've told them that from day one. We're going to play. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, and 5 hitters, and it doesn't matter to me. These guys can handle it. Some of these guys are more mature than our veteran guys, or more mentally tough than our veteran guys. Our veteran guys can learn a lot from some of these young guys. So, we're very fortunate to have them, and I'm looking forward to coaching them for at least a few more years.
Going back to the defense, Coach, Raymond Gill committed 3 out of the 4 errors.
Yeah.
Do you believe it was like an off day, or is it a mix of various factors?
Well, we all have bad days. I pulled him aside late in the game because you could see he was pressing. Like anybody, he could be in the big leagues. You make 3 errors, you're down. So you got to talk to him and let him know, look, I could take you out of the game, although we don't have many reserves. Really, if I'm taking him out of the game, that means I have to put Del Castillo to third, and you really don't want to have to do that because we don't have any other infielders. They're all hurt for only emergency reason. We're not an emergency if we're up that many runs. But I told him, look, I could take you out if you want, but I would think you want to stay in this game. But if you're going to stay in the game, you need to relax. Don't try to do too much. He was just all amped up because he feels bad. It's not, and I'm sure he feels bad for himself, obviously, but he feels bad. He's letting his team down, I'm sure too. You got teammates around you, and the pitcher's getting a ground ball, and I'm not doing my job. So that's a right thing to feel, but you can't let it. You still got to play on. You still got to play on, and he did. He actually had another ball later in the game that was not an easy play, and he came up and made a play, and he hit a ball deep, hard, and got a sac fly, which was good to see. So. It's one of them days. But just in general, we're not hiding behind the fact that we have not played very well defensively. I will say Villar's done a pretty solid job putting him over there short. A guy that's been playing second all year. He's been very consistent, in my opinion, for the most part, playing over there. But, that play, we should have more errors, guys. We could have more errors. That play in the ninth inning by Escala, we got to make that play. He flipped it over the guy's head. And Terrell, he's got to be able to stop the ball. We've had way too many balls on picks that are going down the line where the guy's going from first, forget second, he's going to third. And those guys always score. And that's right out of the gate early in the game. That's happened to us a lot. So we have to do a better job. We will continue. It's not something we're not working on to emphasize, but our guys got to be mentally tough enough to not let that affect them. They let this be bigger than what it is, and accept the fact that we're struggling. We got to get better at it.
Does it concern you that maybe they're going to take this home with them? That 3-error performance, or is it something you don't want them to think about, or maybe?
No, it's I don't like hiding behind things and saying not to think about it. I mean, I told them first thing I said, I'm not going to hide behind it and tell you guys we're going to have to play better defense if we're going to do what we want to do. Plain and simple. Still got to play the game. You can't quit. You can't bury yourself. You can't be shying away from every pitch that's thrown. You got to think mentally, I want the ball hit to me. That's got to be your mentality, and that will be their mentality. Are they going to make all the plays? Not going to be all the plays, but we got to be just more consistent. That's all.
Anything else for Gino? Okay.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay.